some money on the ground since 2019. And I feel like that's saying something about the economy. You telling me people so broke they can't even afford to lose $1?
It's $1 million. Just one, is all I'm asking for. You guys are asking like I don't even know what to say. I just want $1 million, just one.
Hi, welcome back. Thank you for stopping by. So we're going to be checking out videos about the economy and how a lot of people are struggling financially. Before we get right into this video, please make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. Let's get right into this video.
Can someone please tell me before I crash out why my energy bill is $220 and with a balance of $400 because they back bill? So they want $220, and I thought it was just a fluke. So I paid it last month, $200, and then this month they're saying it was $200 again. But then when I first got in the apartment for the first 2 months, it was $80. What the fuck? Why is it $200? And mind you, I keep the temperature between 66 when I go to bed, and then when I'm not in the house, it's like 69, 70. And yes, I do use the blow dryer a lot and like a fan, but I swear to God, I unplug all my appliances. And 12 hours out of the day when I work, I'm not there. So why the is my bill at Tipmont $220? And I'm gonna call them today, but then they're saying, oh, we're not available, but you owe us $400. How? It's only me.
Growing up, my mom was always saying that it's expensive to be poor and the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And I was reminded of that today because I was going through my bank statements and I had a charge in December for $12 and it was marked as monthly maintenance fee, but I'd never had that before and I haven't had it in the month since. So I chatted with like the little robot, whatever person on Bank of America, and I asked them like, what's up with this $12 fee? And the lady looks into it and she's like, oh yeah, like there's this monthly maintenance fee, but we waive it if you either have a deposit over this amount each month, your account balance is over this amount, or you're a preferred like member. And I'm thinking and I'm realizing like that was the month when I was between serving full time and looking for my new job. So like I didn't have a paycheck or anything deposited. My account had gone below a certain level. But then I'm like, oh wait, like I'm a preferred rewards member, whatever it is. She's like, oh yeah, like we actually looked at your account when it got below this certain level and you're no longer preferred. So I'm like, okay, damn, like you're really kicking me when I'm down. Like I have the least amount of money I've ever had and I don't have a deposit, and then you charge me more on top of it. But ultimately, like whatever, it's $12 and I'm lucky that doesn't really matter to me right now. But then I was thinking of when I was younger and like my mom and I were really struggling, and one of our biggest sources of income was like my Dunkin' Donuts paycheck, which was maybe like $140 a week, and how we were constantly getting late fees and they were always $35. It was like overdraft protection. So basically what would happen is like I have $55 in my bank account. Keep in mind, we're not even using credit cards. It's straight debit. So we're not even like overspending on credit. Like we're just, this is all the money we have. We're using it for basic necessities. And it'd be like, all right, I have $55 in my bank account. The phone bill, whatever the fuck hits, $70. Okay, negative 15. Okay, immediate negative 35 for the overdraft protection fee. So now it's like I'm negative $50. My next paycheck comes in, it takes $50 out of that. So then like the next bill, we're short $20. And it's just like an ever evolving cycle of every month, normally like 2 times a month, we're paying $70 in overdraft fees. And it's funny because that overdraft fee was over 20% of my weekly income. But to someone who made $1,000 a week or $2,000 a week or $100,000 a week, they would, one, never notice that fee if they ever got it, but two, they would never get that fee because their account would never go below zero. They would never not have the deposit. They just would never run into that problem. And that's why it's so expensive being poor, and the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. This can be applied to so many other things. So for example, I just had to renew my car insurance and it was for 6 months. If I paid for the 6 months in advance, I think it was like $550, I want to say. But if I didn't, it would be a total of like $750 over the 6 months. So I'm able to save $200 if I can pay it all at once, but otherwise if I can't, I have to pay $200 more. And if you're poor, guess what option you're going with because you have no other option. And the kicker is that $200 savings would really mean a lot to you, but you don't have that option. And it's the same thing with car payments and student loans, and even things like the quality of your shoes or your jackets. Like, you're buying the cheaper pair of shoes, that's all you can afford. You have to buy a new pair the next year. Parking tickets, even. Like, you park on the street because you can't afford a parking spot, you get ticketed. Someone who can afford a parking spot, if they got that parking ticket, it wouldn't matter that much. But to you, it does. So you fight it in court. You have to take time off work. It compounds and it compounds. And it truly is crazy. It's the same thing we see nowadays with Trump and the Republicans, and how like the bottom 20, 40, 60% pays the most in taxes and the billionaires pay the least, even though the taxes that the poorest people pay hit them the hardest. It's such a big percentage of their income and actually matters, because every $20 actually matters to poor people. And the rich people, they barely pay their share, and even if they paid what they were supposed to, they wouldn't even fucking notice. Drives me insane.
I really want my people to be released from the shackles of this generational wealth conversation when a lot of us are poor right now. I had a guy come and appraise my house yesterday, and he asked me why was I selling. So I told him the truth. You know, I got a lot of equity in this house. I just want to sell and go on with my life, get a fresh start. And he shook his head and said, what about generational wealth? What about it if I'm poor right now? I've had this conversation so many times, and I used to work in the mortgage department, right? And it was the same thing. My people almost going into foreclosure, trying to hold on to dear life to these houses that they had hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of equity in, just for generational wealth. But you can't afford it, and you have to be real with yourself. Like, let's have these conversations. I had no major issues with my home, thank God, but a lot of people who own homes are just one major repair away from losing everything. They don't have thousands of dollars on standby to fix the roof or whatever. We have to stop thinking that the cost of generational wealth is present poverty. Struggling to maintain just to say, oh, I got an asset that I could pass down, and we struggling to keep it. I'm not doing it. And I'm not afraid to admit, I can't afford no major repair right now, for real. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna sell it. All I'm saying is, don't let people talk you into doing things that you really can't afford, because they're not gonna pay your bills. Have a good day.
I don't even know how to start this video. When you're financially struggling and you finally feel like you're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel, boom, something happens. You're like, what the fuck? Why us? You're probably telling yourself, why is she posting this? Because this is real life. This is real life struggles. But man, financially struggling is so fucking hard. Being a wife and just seeing your husband not be okay, him reassuring you everything will be okay, I'm fine. You know when your husband is stressed, you know when your husband is worried, you know when your husband is not okay. If you see my video yesterday, then you know that yesterday we went to the forest to go cut our Christmas tree. I haven't been in the Christmas spirit, so doing that day trip, it literally brought me so much joy being able to do that for my kids. But on our way back, we noticed that something was wrong with our truck. We are worried that it is a transmission. And if you know about cars, then you know that transmissions are just so expensive. And we only have 2 cars. Worst case scenario, something comes down and the truck is like not drivable. We're down to 1 car. We are not financially okay to buy another car, but feeling so helpless with your hands tied and not being able to help. Seeing that my husband is not okay makes me not be okay. Our husbands carry so much, still try their best to be okay, but when in reality they're not okay. How do you help?
Let me de-influence you for a second. Stop getting them apartments that's top notch. It's unnecessary. At this point, baby, these apartments are charging more than mortgage. 2, that white refrigerator does the same thing the stainless steel does. All you need is to keep your food cold. Why you need it to be pretty? 3, all them amenities, the pool, the gym, the Amazon box, they about to charge you out the ass for. Baby, that eviction process is going to be quicker than a mother. Get you an apartment that's going to work with you, that's safe and affordable. All that other stuff is unnecessary.
Having a job and still being broke gotta be like the top 2 worst feelings in the world. Cause it's like I'm working, but where the fuck is my money? Like,
if you feel like everything's getting worse, you're not crazy. It's not even by accident, it's by design. Wages aren't low because of the economy. Rent isn't high because of supply and demand. Your debt isn't crushing you because of your bad choices. These aren't just mistakes. This is how the system was built to function, like fundamentally. The people in charge aren't failing to fix things. I need y'all to get that. No one's failing. Like no one's just having a hard time getting the government under control. They're making sure nothing changes. Your struggle is their profit. Your exhaustion is their control. Your silence is their power. And as long as they keep you blaming yourself, you'll never realize the truth. You weren't supposed to win. But here's the thing. Systems can be rewritten. Power can be taken back. The moment we stop playing their game, they lose. I just need to keep y'all focused. The government is not weak. It's complicit. They aren't untouchable. They need your labor. They need your compliance. They need your obedience. Like literally, a debt strike would be one of the most effective things black people could ever try. A debt strike. Just none of us paying it. Right? Like, and it sounds like, oh, but how would that work? We would bankrupt them. They die. They'd be bankrupt. They would have to use economic violence to get that money. That's how serious it would get, suddenly. I just want y'all to see it now, okay? The stakes are clear. You feel it too. The system is collapsing. The question is just that, are we going to build something new or let them decide what comes next? So we need to design parallel systems, parallel types of government. It needs to get more serious than democracy for some of y'all. And it needs to get more serious than other forms of government that we typically heard about. We need new ideas in this community. Otherwise, by the time that we get there, we'll all be talking about voting in an election that hasn't served us yet. In a system that hasn't respected a popular vote. Things like that, that's the type of stuff that we need to change. That's the type of stuff we need to focus on.
Maturing is not wanting nobody in your house. Like, last week, I had the cleaning lady leave my house on Thursday. It's Saturday. It's been 10 days. You see this? Kitchen clean. It's a couple things on the table, but dining room clean. You see this? Living room clean. And after I finish eating and I shower and everything, I'm going to do some disinfecting. I'm going to clean the bathroom. I'm going to clean the stove and all that other stuff. Because when my cleaning lady come here, she don't work that hard. So when people be like, yo, you should have something at your house. This house? Or they be like, oh, I'm just going to come over and sit on the couch. You see how I'm eating my pineapples? I'm eating them on a Chinese food bag because I don't want nothing spilling on my granite. So personally, I'm just at the age where I don't want nobody in my house. Now, when it's weather break, y'all can go outside. But all of that coming in, sitting on my house, leaving water stains on my bathroom, I hate that. Like washing hands, dry the sink, getting crumbs on my couch, throwing my pillows off, my rugs is vacuumed. But I don't want nobody in my house.
Now let's talk about it. They said the number one wealth killer and the number one reason why people have no money in their savings and no money to invest is because of car notes. How much is y'all car payments? Because grandma and them would never.
I don't know. Maybe it is me. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday and I'm like, why is all you think about is money? You realize that's the one thing that stands between doing whatever the you want and doing some shit that you don't want to do every day. Dealing with shit that you don't want to tolerate every day that you wake up. You realize that's the only thing. Why wouldn't that be the focus? Am I missing something? Like, what else is there to focus on? What else is there that's going to propel you through life? What else is going to sustain your livelihood? Yes, that's my biggest fucking concern. Like, because when I get that, there is nothing that I cannot do. You realize that, right? What else is more important for me to focus on? Riddle me that.
I'm 33 and I have no idea what I want to do with my life. About 4 months ago, I started to develop this really, really weird and uncomfortable aversion to life. And initially I thought I was just very depressed. You know, it's just like PMS, I don't feel good, blah, blah, blah. I thought I was just being whiny and entitled, and I kind of just like stuffed this feeling down, try to ignore it, try to avoid it. Didn't really talk about it. And then it just got worse and worse and worse. And it got to the point where I was dreading every single day. Like every day I would wake up and I'm like, fuck, I gotta do this shit again and again and again. And my whole entire life just started to feel so empty and so dreadful. I felt like my soul wasn't in my body anymore. And it was like the craziest few months of just derealization and depersonalization, which is a term I never thought I would use ever in my life. But you know how you wake up in the middle of the night and your arm is numb because you've been laying on it? That's how my entire identity felt. Like I could feel it there, but I didn't have this like life force anymore that I have always had. So naturally, I went to a psychiatrist. I got on new meds, which seemed to help for a little bit. And yet I just still have this like nagging feeling that I'm in the wrong life. Like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I'm in the wrong relationship, in the wrong job, in the wrong town. Like everything is just wrong. And I have this like weird sense of guilt that I somehow am letting my future self down. Like I'm not living up to my full potential. I'm not being the person that I'm meant to be. And I'm somehow letting this girl down. I've been a nurse for about 6 years, and initially it was like the most fulfilling thing, and I thought I found my purpose. And I've always been into film, and so I started like a film meetup group, and that's been going really well. But something's just missing. Like I started hating nursing. I started just hating existing. And like every hobby that I've ever had just started to feel bad. Like it just started to feel like I'm faking it. Like every action that I was taking to feel better just felt so inauthentic and so futile. And at the same time, I feel like guilty that I feel this way because nothing is actually wrong. Like, yes, I've been through a lot of trauma in the past, but like right now, everything's normal, everything's fine. And somehow my brain just like absolutely refuses to be grateful. And I really haven't met a lot of people that are going through this, but about an hour ago, I saw this TikTok of a girl who is in her 30s, and she's saying, you know, one day you wake up in your 30s and you just realize you don't want any of this. And I was like, that's me. That's exactly what happened. It felt so sudden. Like just one day I woke up and I was like, I don't want to be here. I'm not suicidal, but I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want my life. And I don't know what I do want. So it's not like I'm just not doing what I want to be doing. I don't even know what to replace my life with. But anyway, I'm on a journey to find out what all of this is about because I've never felt this way before. I am hoping to connect with other people that are also going through this, and hopefully we can all figure it out together. So if there are any 30-something-year-old nurses who have felt absolutely flattened the last couple months, feel free to reach out.